Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about April planetary news. In March, I told you that the planets are walking towards a planetary crisis, but April, the crisis is here. It is not an easy month, and all of us should tread lightly and pack a lot of patience and be cautious. There's a solar eclipse, there's a Mars-Saturn conjunction, Mercury is retrograde, and Venus is with Rahu. So lots happening. Fortunately, Jupiter's out of it, but it's not the easiest energy. So let us explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking April planetary news. Do remember to subscribe, press the like button. What about April? You know, April is not an easy month. It is turbulent, it's unstable, and lots of drama. Crisis is here, and how we deal with the crisis depends on us and how we are coping with the various things that are being thrown at us. Already the lunar eclipse has gone, so we have dealt with one aspect. But we are expecting on 8th of April a solar eclipse in Pisces, and that is at 25 degrees of Pisces. And then we have a Mars-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. Mercury is retrograde. It is going to retrograde from Aries back to Pisces. Venus is in Pisces. And Venus is going to be also with Rahu. So it's a messy situation, and we have to navigate it and work with it. Now, I would say that the important thing is that the major drama is there up to the 10th, maybe 11th of this month. And then, although Mercury remains retrograde, planets will move on. They won't be in that clashing situation. And then we have a Mercury-Rahu conjunction at the end of the month. So let us explore each one of these separately. Also, just to remind you that I made many videos already about the Mars-Saturn conjunction, about Mercury retrograde. So do watch for those, and few videos to come now. But let us look at each step. And so the eclipse on the 8th of April, that is at 25 degrees of Pisces. So normally the eclipse degree is the degree of the sun and moon, not where Rahu is. Rahu is at 21 degrees, but the eclipse and sun and moon are at 25 degrees of Pisces. So it's ending a sign, and eclipses are always some turbulence, some change. They can bring, political change. They can bring also some, weather-related patterns. They can bring earthquakes. In our own life, if you are Pisces or Virgo, this is where the eclipses are happening. There can be some change, transformation. Important thing to remember is that things don't always happen on the eclipse day. The eclipses are omens that are indicating something to happen. So some things happen before, some things happen after. And I'll be making a separate video about the solar eclipse, and so that you can understand it. The main thing about the solar eclipse is also that we look at the world horoscopes from new moon in Pisces. And this year it is eclipse. So the general health of the world also looks a bit unsettled, and you will see over this coming year there'll be many changes and transformations taking place, new things coming up and old things finishing or ending. But all of us, whatever country you're in, will feel the energy of the eclipse. So on 8th, which is a Monday, you are taking care about what choices you make, what you're doing. And it's also emotional and unsettled energy. And I always like to keep the day simple and not put too much pressure on myself, and generally be careful. As I said, I'll be making a separate video about the eclipse and how it affects you as well. Now, the second most important thing is the Mars-Saturn conjunction. And the reason why this is like a crisis time is that Mars-Saturn happens immediately after the eclipse. So on 10th of April, Mars-Saturn are in a planetary war, and then they are having the conjunction. And Mars-Saturn, they are always create friction. I have watched this transit for many years. It can impact financial situation. It can impact frustration, anger issues, irritability, frustration. We want to do things and we are being blocked. Saturn is strong by transit, but this conjunction is taking place at 20 degrees in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra of Aquarius, and that the pada in the Navamsha is Aries, which is not the strongest for Saturn. So Mars is dominating. So you could say the fieriness is dominating here. And definitely you can feel angry or irritability. And generally it is not an easy time. And so coming so close to the eclipse, you see, eclipses happen once a year. Mars-Saturn happens once every 2 years. But when they combine together, one after the other, then it is the difficult aspect that we are looking at. And so we do need to be conscious of this time and, be really careful. Now, this Mars-Saturn has also got a more hidden timing that we need to be concerned about, that on 4th and 5th of April, Moon is going to be in Aquarius and it is going to go over Mars-Saturn. They're not exactly conjoined at that moment, but they are very close together in Aquarius. And this will go over while, Mars is in Shatabhishak and Saturn is also in Shatabhishak. On 6th of April, Saturn moves into Purva Bhadra, and immediately 10th of April is the conjunction. So, it's shaking up the situation, and, where there's weakness, those areas get shaken up, whether it's in the world, in politics, in weather patterns, and in life. So that is an aspect of April that we have to be conscious of and careful about as well. And mindful, I feel, of everything. And to top it all, Mercury is retrograde and Gandanta, and Mercury goes retrograde on 1st of April. Today, actually, I'm recording it on 1st of April. But during this super turbulent time in early part of April, Mercury is going to be largely Gandanta. So Mercury is not helping us at all. Mercury is a thinking planet. Being in Gandanta, it is sort of insecure, unsettled. Moon, our other thinking planet, is going to go over Mars-Saturn first, then it is going to be involved in an eclipse. So all of us, we need to be cautious and extra careful around this period. And that is why, we study astrology, not to be afraid of the transits, but to know that this is a weak time. And therefore, our mind is not thinking clearly. We should not be making any decisions. We should be careful about everything. Then after 10th of April, the planets start relaxing a bit, because then the the shakeup has happened, the drama has happened, and then the planets are moving slowly out away from it. And even I had to travel urgently in April, so I'm going on 14th of April, waiting for all these situations to calm down. And then the second part of the month, Mercury is still retrograde, but the major clashes have finished. The eclipse is over, the moon has moved on, and then on 14th of April, Sun goes into Aries, where he's exalted and with Jupiter. So that is very good. This is the last month of Jupiter in Aries. So he's the one who's keeping us in straight and narrow. Then 25th of April, Mercury goes direct, and it is also conjoins with Rahu. So those are the things to watch out for. I have made a video for everything. And, I've made a video about Mercury, about Mars-Saturn, eclipse video coming, and then, of course, Sun in Aries as well. So, keep calm, one day at a time. Best thing to do at this stage is to get some projects and do them, and not be too, having fun. Avoid going to, big crowded places. If you can, voluntary, you're going some concert or some big function. This is not the best time to do it, but wait till after, I would say 11th, 12th, really, after then of April, things are going to ease out and much easier to deal with. So I would say the main thing is this: have a plan of what you're going to do over this time. This is what I am also doing for myself, and I'll be making the other videos. Thank you very much.